welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited, you guys, to film this. I feel like I haven't filmed in about 10 years, and to be honest, I am late on the bandwagon with this review. So my apologies on this. The main reason for it is because, number one, I didn't feel the need to have this kind of scent DNA in my collection right now. I was gonna wait until like springtime to get this in my collection. However, we will get into that later because I've kind of changed my mind on the scent profile as a whole. But again, we'll get into that later on because otherwise we will literally be here all day. Reason number two is because I couldn't get my hands on this for love of money. For love or money. What's the saying, girl? I don't know. But this was like rarer than gold dust at one point and I just couldn't find it. And then I saw that Aroma Concepts had a sale on, so I actually picked this up in the Double 11 sale that they just had. I'm pretty sure the sale is over now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's over. And I think I got this for like 15 or 20% off. I was happy with that. I feel like I got it at a good time, and yeah, but I hope you guys understand why this is a little bit delayed, this review. So another point I wanted to mention before we get started is please ignore. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, why are they glowing? I am the whitest person on earth, I swear. My hands are about 55 shades lighter than my face. I don't have the correct foundation colour for winter at the moment. I've still got my summer one. So my hands, yeah, so I'm very pale naturally. I am a redhead, so we don't tan. Tanning is a complete and utter myth for us. So I'm trying to kind of embrace my paleness, but I'm not used to it, so I just feel like it's just throwing me off, and the fact that it doesn't match my face is definitely throwing me off, so please ignore that. My little coffee today, guys. Do you like my donkey mug? I have a weird thing about donkeys. I just think they are the cutest things ever, and this little mug was so cute. I've got my Christmas sparkly jumper on. You can't really see the sparkles though. I was a little bit disappointed because it's really sparkly and it's not really picking up on camera, but we move. Okay, last thing, and I promise we will get started. The Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Was anyone else like so heartbroken by that? Like, I was so heartbroken. I didn't watch the fight mainly because I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was more staged than Donald Trump's situation. So I was kind of like, I knew what the outcome's going to be. I feel like we all knew what the outcome's going to be. Those of us who knew it was rigged from the beginning. And clearly it was just for money. And you know what? I'm not going to hate. You know, they're both laughing to the bank. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Sometimes we just got to do what we got to do, especially when one of them is retired. I totally get it. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm glad I didn't watch it because I'm not being funny. I'm not about to sit there and watch 8 rounds of Ring of Roses. Like, I have other things to do. Guys, so let's get into it. So today we are going to be reviewing Khair. Is it Khair or Khair? I've heard some people call it Khair. I've heard some people call it Khair. I'm going to call it Khair. Khair Pistachio, Khair Confection. I think it's Khair. I don't know. So I am going to be reviewing for you guys today Khair Confection, which is supposed to be the dupe for Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, which is the most ridiculous name on this planet. Perfume by Kayali, which I went into store recently to buy a backup bottle of Vanilla 28, which, by the way, look how dark my juice has gotten. I don't know if you guys can see that in this lighting, but it has gotten really dark now and it's got a little bit of a dent. I haven't even had this for that long. I used to hate this perfume and it just grew on me all of a sudden. I picked it up one day and I was like, oh, that's really nice. This is like my go-to vanilla layering scent. I don't tend to wear this by itself. I do sometimes, but not very often. It's more for layering for me personally. But anyway, rambling aside, I went into Boots to pick up a bottle of this, and I remember I used to have a tiny, you know, the little small 10ml bottles. I used to have a bottle of the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, and I remember enjoying it but not loving the fact that the longevity on my skin was piss poor. Like, I'm not gonna lie, terrible. So anyway, I remember I used to have a bottle of the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar and I used to really enjoy it. I loved the fact that it was super sweet, kind of had like this bubble gum pear kind of candy floss sugar vibe, and I loved it so much, especially during like summertime, spring summer. It's like a very nice girly gourmand, and I did kind of miss that scent profile. And when I re-smelt it in store, because I hadn't smelt it in a hot minute, I re-smelt it and I was like, oh my god, like I really miss that in my collection. I don't have anything that smells like that apart from now. I did see one of you guys comment. I don't know if they're I don't know if they're a subscriber or if they just happen to watch one of my videos, but one of you guys commented that you wanted me to review this, so here's your lucky day, girl. I hope you're still watching. This is the box. I absolutely love the box. I think it's so gorgeous. Like, it doesn't really translate on camera how beautiful this is, but it's super metallic and bright. It's like neon pink and blue, which I love. I think that's really cool. So 10 out of 10 for the box packaging for sure. I really loved that. Here is the bottle herself. Need I say more? Need I say more? This to me beats the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar bottle by far. Don't get me wrong, I love that bottle. I think that's also a very gorgeous bottle, but this is giving like Aladdin. Like, it's giving like royalty, princess, like I can imagine like Princess Jasmine using this. Do you know what I mean? Okay guys, so before we get into what the perfume smells like to me personally, I wanted to talk about the notes first and also compare the notes to Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar and just kind of go through the differences in both of the fragrances, because notes wise they are pretty different, and I feel like, you know, that it's good to know what to expect and what not to expect upon first spray. So first of all, the notes for Khair Confection are top notes of pear, whipped cream, middle notes of cashmerean, jasmine, and ylang ylang, and base notes of vanilla, marshmallow, and sandalwood. I'm really in my marshmallow bag at the moment. I don't know why. Like, I'm just obsessed. Like, one of my all-time favourite scents for a really cheap price, bear with me, is Sabrina Carpenter's Sweet Tooth. I love it. I feel like it's such a nice, easy wear, marshmallow, fluffy, airy, girly perfume, and I love this. It doesn't last very long is the only thing. It's definitely a skin scent as well, but just for like chilling at home or if I'm running errands, like this is my go-to kind of relaxing fragrance. And I do find marshmallow perfumes very relaxing. Yeah, I just love them. I really enjoy them, and I've really been wanting to try Khair's marshmallow, because everyone says that it's just like pure like jet puff marshmallows in a perfume, and I feel like I've got to get my hands on that, you guys. The Khair's perfume has really like risen in price expeditiously out of nowhere. 1 minute she was like $50 I think, and now she's like, I think she's actually $90 now, or maybe she's like 70 to 90, somewhere around there. And for 50 ml, it's kind of pricey, especially for a perfume that has the most hideous cheap looking bottle I've ever witnessed. It's just like, it's like you either should make your packaging more bougie or you should lower your prices, in my opinion. Okay, so now let's get into the notes in the Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. So if you guys don't know, sorry guys, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee because my throat feels like it's closing up as we speak. Their perfumes usually have about 182 notes, none of which you can actually smell. I don't say that to hate, I just mean that they're normally very well blended to the point where you can't like pick up specific notes. But I feel like they do always use the notes as kind of like a marketing technique, which I think is very genius. I'm not knocking Kayali at all, like, you do you, girl. But sometimes I'm reading the notes, I'm kind of like, was that necessary? Like, was that really needed? But anyway, you're about to find out what I mean. So the top notes in Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar are vanilla, pear, marshmallow, rum, violet leaves, ylang ylang. Now the middle notes, girl, the middle notes is what got me initially to buy this, and that is bubblegum, jelly bean, caramel, jasmine and labdanum. Notes in vanilla candy are sugar, patchouli, tonka, cashmere wood, sandalwood and vetiver. My girl loves her patchouli, she really does. See from the notes, it is very, there's a lot going on, It's giving candy shop, it's giving sweet shop, it's giving gourmand. It's giving gourmand. I did really enjoy the original. I thought it was delicious, so super girly, very bubblegum heavy. The original to me was, like I said, not the longest wearing, but the bubblegum in it was like bow, like it was really strong in the opening for me, even though bubblegum is the middle note with that perfume, along with the marshmallow and the pear, which is why I think I loved it so much upon first spray. And kind of when it settles down, it kind of settles into slightly more of a like musky vanilla with pear. Like the bubblegum kind of dies down in that fragrance for me, but in the opening it's definitely there. Like you cannot miss it in the opening. So let's just hurry up and get into the scent itself and what I think of this one. So I am going to spray it on skin again and spray it on the box, just so I can give you guys the differences between what it smells like on paper and on my skin, which I always try to do. So I'm just going to spray a little on my wrist and let it air dry for a minute. Oh my god. So this is like, on skin anyway, initially, this is like sugared pears. I kind of picture like a whipped cream and sugared pear dessert, but when I say sugared pear, I mean like really sugared pear. I mean like crystallized sugar. Like this is super sweet. This is probably one of the sweetest perfumes I honestly own, you guys. It is so sweet. If you are a girly gourmand lover, if you like sugary scents, if you like fruity pear scents, if you like marshmallow scents, you are gonna love this. Like this to me isn't marshmallow dominant, I would say. Like you can smell it, but it's not one of the first things that you smell. Whereas with the original, I found that the first things I smell were the bubblegum, pear and marshmallow. This one is not, it's not in the top notes of this fragrance. I feel like you get the marshmallow and the whipped cream more so in the dry down. You do get the creaminess a bit in the opening as well. Like it does smell like a sugary pear whipped cream dessert, but it's not a lactonic creamy fragrance by any means. So please don't think it is because of the marshmallow and the whipped cream notes, because it really isn't. Very bright, very girly, little bit juvenile to me, but I'm not mad at it because I like me some juvenile scents, you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh my god, I think I just got some in my eye. Oh my god, that really hurt. Okay. Oh my god, I look like Fetty Wap right now. Yeah, babe. Oh my god. I'm in love with this. It's so sugary. It's like a very realistic sugar scent. It's almost borderline syrupy in a way, but I get a lot of the pear in here, and I do feel like some people haven't kind of expressed about how pear heavy this is. I did watch one reviewer say that she smelled jelly beans. I don't smell jelly beans in here really. I just get like a, almost like a baked sugary pear scent. But yeah, like, and the reason why I said in the beginning I would get back to the fact that I didn't think I'd want to wear this during winter, so I didn't buy it thing, is because I will definitely be wearing this throughout the rest of November and December and January, because this is winter appropriate. And even though it's like a brighter, fruitier scent, it's definitely easily wearable all year round. Like I would wear this summer, winter, autumn, spring. Like this is very flexible, and I kind of feel like it would change depending on the type of weather that you wore it in. Like because of that kind of almost like baked sugar pear smell, it does smell quite festive to me. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, it's super delicious. Like, I cannot stop smelling it. And the times that I have worn this, I got one compliment wearing this, and I think I've worn this 2 or 3 times now. 2 times, I think. The first time I wore it, I got a compliment. Second time I didn't, but it's not a super, I wouldn't say beast mode performer, but I would say it's a very, very good performer. Like, you can definitely smell it from like arm's width. Like, it projects very well. This is a love for me, you guys. Like, this is probably one of my favorite Gourmands I own. Like, it's so different to anything else I have in my collection, and it's even different from the original to me personally. It's not as bubblegum heavy. It's not as, I mean, I don't think it even has bubblegum in the notes in this one. Yeah, it doesn't smell like bubblegum to me. It's a lot more sugary sweet instead of like candy sweet, which sounds like it would be the same kind of sweet, but it's more of like an authentic sugar sweet rather than like, I don't know, like your stevia sweetness sweet. Does that make any sense? I really hope that makes sense, you guys. Dupe wise, as in like how close it is to the original, I'm gonna give it 90%. I would say it's 10% off just because it doesn't have the same kind of like, how do I explain this, kind of like bubblegum, jelly bean, candy smell. I don't get that in this. I get a different kind of sweet smell from this, but I actually prefer it from the original because to me it smells a little bit less kiddie-like. This one doesn't have patchouli, so if you're not a fan of patchouli, then I would go for this option because you can't smell any because there's none in here, which I'm a big fan of. I'm okay with patchouli sometimes, but it's a bit hit or miss for me, honestly. A lot of the time I don't love it. This one has none in there, which I'm honestly grateful for. But yeah, you guys, this is just a love. Like, it's really close to the original. It's not spot on by any means. If you like the bubblegum kind of like cinema sweet smell that the original has, like that kind of like pick a mix smell, I probably would say go for the original rather than this one, because this one doesn't have that, and I don't want you guys to be disappointed that it doesn't have that. It's definitely a little bit more sophisticated smelling to me, so it's a much more simple version of the original, I would say. It's definitely not as complex, but I don't think it needs to be. I really don't think it needs to be, because they have pretty much nailed it. Like, it's very, very, very close, and if you don't want to spend however much money the original is now, like I think the 100 ml is like £107, are they about 107? I don't know, I think so. I usually just buy the 50 ml, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to fork out £100 for a Kayali fragrance. So yeah, if you don't want to spend that kind of money on the original, this is a very, very, very close dupe. It's just slightly off. Like, I feel like if you had them side by side and you smelt the difference, you could definitely pick up on more differences. It's just a little bit harder because I'm trying to think back to how it smells. But for other people, I just feel like if someone was to walk past you, they're not going to know that this isn't Kayali Rock Sugar. Like, they're probably going to think that's what you're wearing. So if that's all that matters to you, then I would definitely go for this option instead. So now let's talk about the longevity, the projection, performance, things like that. For me, when I wore this, I would say I probably got around 7 hours strong wear, and in total probably about 10 hours like wear in general. So after the kind of like 7-hour mark, it definitely became a skin scent. But I say a skin scent, but I'd say it was more of like a very intimate bubble scent because I could still like get whiffs of it as I was like moving around, and it stayed on my clothes for ages, you guys. Like, this really hangs about on clothes, especially like knitwear. Like, you're probably going to struggle to get this scent off of your clothes, I'm not going to lie to you. But as for like on my skin, I definitely still got whiffs of it towards the end of the day, but it definitely wasn't projecting the way that it was in the first like 7 hours, which I think is a really great wear time for this. I think with the original, I got about 5 hours at most, and it definitely wasn't projecting the way that I wanted it to. It was definitely much more of a close to skin scent for me personally. So I think in regards to that, this performs better than the original. So if that's something that's important to you, which I feel like it's important to everyone, perfume performance is so important, especially if you're paying a lot of money. Like, you want it to last, girl. Like, I want other people to smell me, I want it to last all day. Like, it really is the bare minimum, you guys. So the fact that these brands can do it for such an affordable price just kind of tells you everything you need to know. Like, there really is no excuses for a perfume not to perform. In regards to projection, I'm probably going to give it an 8 out of 10. I feel like people could definitely smell it. I mean, if I got a compliment, then that kind of tells you everything. But it's definitely not like fill the room kind of scent. But I am going to test it out further. I'm definitely going to spray more than I did the last few times I wore it, because I kind of want to test and see if it could become a beast mode fragrance. On Fragrantica, a lot of people say this is beast mode. So maybe it's just me and I'm just not picking up on it. Like, maybe I'm becoming nose blind to it throughout the day, which I feel like is a possibility. That does happen to me sometimes. So when it's dried down fully, it's so addicting. Like, I actually cannot stop smelling myself. It smells so good on the skin. And I'm really happy that when it dries down, you get more of that marshmallow in there. Like, it becomes slightly fluffier than it does in the opening. So yeah, I also want to say, my boyfriend sprayed this to test it out, and I know this is like a feminine scent, like it's not unisex by any means, but obviously men and women can wear whatever they want. Like, I really don't see the issue with wearing a woman's perfume or a woman wearing a man's perfume. Like, you can wear what you want. It's really not that serious. Like, if you like it, you like it. It doesn't matter. So my boyfriend sprayed this to test it out, and he smelled really good. Like, I never thought in my life that this would be something that I would want to smell on a man, but it smelled kind of good. Like, yeah. So if you're a man and you're quite a masculine man, maybe you kind of tend to go for your more masculine scents, I wouldn't be scared of this. I'd be a little bit intrigued. It's definitely different for men's fragrance. Is different. Like, you're gonna have to be a little bit brave to wear this one. But I thought it smelled really good, so do with that information what you will. But yeah, that's my review on Khair or Khair's Confection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know your thoughts on what you think about this fragrance. I was so happy with this, you guys. Like, I really am so happy I managed to get this in my collection, and I would definitely recommend you pick this up and give it a go yourself. I'll link it in the description down below for you guys on Aroma Concepts. I think they might be still doing their discount, but I'm not sure. So hopefully you guys can find it somewhere on a discount, and I will see you in my next video where we will be reviewing Kayali Bougie Marshmallow. So excited for that one. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the reviews as well, because there's so many new perfumes coming out lately. I just feel like I want to try my best to review like the really hyped up ones or any new releases that I'm really excited for. So I hope you guys don't mind there being so many reviews lately, and it's not getting repetitive, I hope. But yeah, leave me your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.